What's up, Internet? I'm Matt Brickman. This is the 734 from WCCO. Sun's out, guns out, am I right? Beautiful weather for the weekend ahead and a whole lot of sunshine. It's just cold right now. We haven't warmed up at all. It's 36 here in the Twin Cities, but weather watchers read because we do have a warmer day ahead and we'll warm up quickly. Really nothing getting in the way of that sunshine doing its job. We should be able to climb pretty quickly this morning. Upper 50s by lunch, low 60s for our high. Say, look at the winds there too. 6 miles an hour out of the northwest is kind of the top end speed, so they're not going to be a factor at all today. We're able to get into the low 60s and then 70s tomorrow, a top 10 weather day on Saturday. That should be gorgeous. Actually, a couple of spots in west central Minnesota are going to make a run at 80 degrees. Redwood Falls, I got my eye on you. And then Sunday, some more clouds for Easter and a chance for a couple of spotty showers, but kind of like yesterday, they're just more of a nuisance, some sprinkles more than anything else. Okay, unless you've been living under a rock, you know the redacted Mueller report was released yesterday. I haven't read all 400 pages, nor do I plan to, but we've got the highlights. The investigation, began 22 months ago. Since then, the special counsel has criminally charged 37 people, including 6 Trump associates. The Russians did attempt to interfere with the 2016 election, but the report establishes President Trump and his campaign were not involved. The report states, quote, the president's efforts to influence the investigation were mostly unsuccessful, largely because of the persons who surrounded the president declined to carry out orders. President Trump seems happy, though, with the results of the investigation.
I'm having a good day, too. It was called No Collusion, No Obstruction. This hoax that should never happen to another president again.
Now, that is a much different reaction when he first learned of Mueller's appointment. According to the report, the president slumped in his chair and said, quote, oh my God, this is terrible. This is the end of my presidency. And I'm not going to read that last part. Both Mueller and Attorney General William Barr are expected to testify in front of Congress in the coming weeks, so this thing is far from over. And Jason DeRusha put up a poll on Twitter that I think is kind of the most interesting question here. Did anything you heard or read about the report yesterday change your mind about the president? Could there have been anything that would change your mind? Or are we just all so dug in at this point that really nothing is going to move us? If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, let me know. Be honest here. I think both sides are really dug in on this, but maybe you can be moved. Well, today is Good Friday, the Friday before Easter, when Christians observe the day Jesus Christ was crucified. Pope Francis is marking his 7th Easter season as leader of the world's 1.3 billion Catholics. Jewish holiday of Passover also starts at sundown tonight, 8:03. If you want to get that last bit of bread in while you can. People across the South are going to be cleaning up from severe storms yesterday. Take a look at this. A tornado hit Morton, Mississippi, destroying homes, knocking down trees. At least 3 deaths are blamed on the storm. Systems heading east today, expecting to affect about 100 million people from Georgia all the way up the East Coast to Maine. Aside from missing your flight, losing something at the airport, that is the worst. So where does all that stuff go? Here. This is where it goes. MSB's Lost and Found. Agent Rick Wenzel, that's him, helps manage all the items. He says IDs and cell phones top the list of most lost, but tablets, laptops, backpacks, luggage, they go missing too. He says about half of the inventory goes back to the owners.
And I'll get hugs. And it's 9 times out of 10. Anytime I'm coming out that door to hand the bag to somebody, it's a hug. Maybe it's a whole hug from the family.
Group hugs. Let's all do it. Because of limited space, though, stuff's only held there for 3 months. Private items like IDs, those are destroyed, while other items are donated to shelters. The TSA has its own Lost and Found, as do each individual airline if something gets lost on the planes themselves. In consumer news, McDonald's is getting rid of its Kraft burgers. The company instead plans to focus on the Quarter Pounder. They've been rolling out new versions of that burger recently, one with bacon, a deluxe version with lettuce and tomato. McDonald's says it made the decision based on customer feedback. Hey, it's an exciting weekend for car lovers. The New York Auto Show starts today. There's going to be nearly 1,000 cars and trucks on display. There are some cars that you could have, but most of them are going to be crazy expensive. Some of those are just those concept cars. Really fun to look at, though. Yeah, I don't think we'll see that one on the road anytime soon. Okay, yesterday here on WCCO, we told you that the Minnesota Lynx were making a big announcement, and we guessed they'd be retiring Lindsay Whalen's jersey, and yeah, that's what they're going to do. Lindsay's number 13, forever hanging in the rafters of Target Center. The ceremony is planned for June 8th before the game against the Sparks. Lindsay's will be the first jersey retired by the Lynx. She helped the team win 4 WNBA championships. All right, this story has been trending online all morning. Jason Momoa shaved his beard. Why does anyone care when I shave? Momoa shared a video of it saying he did to help the environment. It was all done to draw attention to a new line of canned water he's helping launch with the Ball Corporation. The idea is to use less plastic here and is encouraging people to make a switch to infinitely recyclable aluminum. Former Minneapolis Mayor Betsy Hodges reacted, tweeting, "I know the redacted Mueller report is out today, but please don't let that overshadow the news that Jason Momoa shaved his beard." We could talk about both. In fact, let's get back to that redacted Mueller report. It's the talker today because I am convinced that we are all so polarized right now that there is nothing that could have been said yesterday by Attorney General Barr or in reading that report itself that would get people to go, oh yeah, I guess my mind is changed. Let's bring in WCCO's digital guy, Cole Primo, now here to read the internet. Facebook, always a place of reasonable discussion about politics, Cole. Of course, so yes. I'm sure a lot of people are just open to changing their minds, right?
Yeah, actually not. According to our poll that we did on the Facebook Live, 88% are saying that it will not change their mind.
Yeah.
It doesn't change their mind.
Right.
So yes, we have Angela just saying it all drives me crazy.
Yes, yeah. You know, yesterday was actually a really good day to avoid the internet. It is, it's kind of exhausting.
Yeah, and we have Wendy saying, waiting for the Cliff Notes version to come out. I will read that.
I'm looking at Jason's poll, 75% say no change in their opinion. But there are some people here who are anti-President Trump that are saying, okay, the Attorney General said no collusion, so they're convinced of that as well. I think the thing is here, this is just not over, right? We're going to just keep going with this. There's going to be congressional hearings. We're going to get to hear from Robert Mueller himself. The AG will testify too. So, hey, we'll talk about this again on the 734 over the next couple of weeks, I'm sure. But that is it for this week. We are done for the 734 from WCCO. If you haven't already made us your home for mobile news, go ahead and start your work week next week with us. We'll be back here at Monday at 734. Until then, be nice to each other on the internet.